The video. It started with a scroll, just one scroll, one random video, one confident creator, one bold prediction. This stock is about to explode. The comments were going crazy. Rocket emojis, fire emojis, people claiming they already made money, people posting screenshots, people celebrating. It looked real, it sounded real, it felt real, and that's what made it dangerous. The creator spoke with confidence. The chart looked perfect. The opportunity looked obvious. You thought, what if they're right? What if this is my chance? What if I miss it? That last question changed everything, because fear doesn't only make people sell, fear also makes people buy. And now, you weren't thinking about risk, you were thinking about missing out. The trap was set. Level 2, the purchase. You opened the app, typed the stock symbol. There it was, the famous stock, the one everyone was talking about, the one supposedly headed to the moon. The chart looked beautiful. Green candles everywhere. Up, 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 up. Every movement looked like proof. Proof that the creator was right. Proof that the crowd was right. Proof that you should buy immediately. And without realizing it, you skipped the most important step. Research. No financial statements. No earnings reports. No business analysis. No understanding. Just excitement. A few taps later, the order was complete. You officially owned shares, and suddenly, you felt smarter, richer, closer to success. The future looked bright for about 24 hours. Level 3. The green days the next morning. You checked the stock, up a little, but up, your heart jumped. Maybe this was it. Maybe the creator was right. Maybe you found the shortcut. The stock climbed again and again. Every green candle felt like validation. You started calculating future profits. What if it doubles? What if it triples? What if it becomes the next big thing? The imagination became stronger than reality. The gains weren't huge, but your expectations were. You stopped thinking logically. You started dreaming emotionally. And emotions are terrible investors. But you didn't know that yet. All you saw was green, and green makes people blind. Level 4, the first drop. Then one day, the stock opened lower. Not much, just a little. You weren't worried. Everyone said stocks go up and down. Normal, healthy, temporary, so you ignored it. The next day, another drop. Still not scary, still manageable, still recoverable. Then another, then another, then another. The chart stopped looking exciting. It started looking uncomfortable. The comments changed too. The rocket emojis disappeared. The confidence disappeared. The celebrations disappeared. Suddenly, nobody knew what was happening, and that's when fear arrived. Real fear. Level 5, the hold. You had two choices, sell or hold. Selling meant accepting reality. Holding meant hoping reality would change. So you held, because hope feels better. Every investor learns this lesson eventually. The market doesn't care about hope. The market doesn't care about wishes. The market only cares about reality. But you weren't ready to learn that. Not yet. Every morning became the same routine. Wake up, check stock, feel pain, close app, repeat. The losses grew, slowly, then quickly. The money you thought would multiply started disappearing. And now, you were trapped. Level 6, the truth. That's when you finally started researching. Not before buying, after buying, like most beginners, and what you found shocked you. The company wasn't growing, revenue was struggling, debt was increasing, competition was winning. The business wasn't healthy. The stock wasn't rising because the company was strong. The stock was rising because people were excited. Excitement and value are not the same thing. And suddenly, the entire picture changed. You realized something painful. You didn't buy a stock, you bought a story, and stories don't always end well. Level 7, the lesson. The market gave you a lesson, an expensive lesson, but a valuable one. Never buy something because everyone else is buying it. Never trust confidence as proof. Never confuse popularity with quality. And never invest in something you don't understand. Because when prices fall, understanding becomes the only thing keeping people calm. Without understanding, fear takes control, and fear makes terrible decisions. The money you lost hurt, but the lesson was worth more. Because now, you were becoming an investor, not a follower. Level 8. The comeback. The next time, everything changed. You slowed down. You researched. You learned. You questioned everything. No more blind trust. No more emotional decisions. No more chasing hype. You studied businesses. You studied earnings. You studied management. You studied risk. And for the first time, you understood what you owned. That understanding created confidence. Real confidence. Not social media confidence. Investor confidence. And that's when progress began. Level 9. The difference. Most people want stock tips. Successful investors want knowledge. Most people chase trends. Successful investors chase understanding. Most people ask, what should I buy? Successful investors ask, why should I buy it? That single question separates gamblers from investors. And once you understood that, everything became easier. Not because investing became simple, because your thinking became stronger. Level 10. The real win. The stock eventually became a memory. The loss eventually became a lesson. And the lesson eventually became an advantage. You stopped looking for shortcuts. You stopped looking for miracles. You stopped looking for TikTok gurus. Instead, you built your own understanding. And that changed everything. Because the greatest investment you ever made wasn't the stock. It was the education. The stock lost value. The knowledge gained value. And unlike the stock, the knowledge never crashed.